Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's show. We got a big show. The stock market is crashing, so we have Professor Wolf coming on
4:30
at 4:30. Mel K will be here at 3:30 to talk about her new book. But right now, look at this. The NFL announced this week that all 32 teams will be implementing facial recognition software to verify the identity of everyone in the stadium. Huh. No big deal, right? This is real. I'm an American. I believe in America. I believe in freedom. And I also believe that when people find out that this system is installed, they're going to start watching the games from home. NFL to roll out facial authentication software league-wide. League-wide. The National Football League is the latest organization, as they say in Canada. It's a great organization. You put on the sweater. To turn to facial authentication to bolster event security. All 32 NFL stadiums will start using the technology this season after the league signed a contract with the company that uses facial scans to verify the identity of people entering events, venues, and other secure spaces. Wow. Wow. I think you're going to see the return of people wearing face masks. I would. Well played, Dr. Fauci.
How would those facial recognition thing work when people paint their faces? When they
I wonder if they would work. I bet they wouldn't. I bet that would throw them off a little. Yeah, people face paint. The facial authentication platform, which counts the Cleveland Browns owners as investors, will be used to streamline and secure entry for thousands of credentialed media, officials, staff, and guests so that they can easily access restricted areas such as press boxes and locker rooms, said Jeff Boehm, the chief operating officer of Wicket, said in a LinkedIn post Monday. When I first read that, I thought it said wicked. But I thought it said. So, you know what? Turns out it's the same thing. Same thing. Wow. Credentialed holders simply take a selfie before they come, and then Wicket verifies their identity and checks their credentials with a credit. That's a credentialing platform as they walk through security checkpoints. Wicket technology was deployed in a handful of NFL stadiums last year as part of a pilot program. Other stadiums will start rolling it out beginning August 8th when the preseason kicks off. Really? They're going to streamline it. You know, like how totalitarianism gets streamlined against our freedoms. They're going to streamline. Let's streamline it. Some teams also have extended their use of the technology to scan the faces of ticket holders. Scan the faces of ticket holders. You say it again. Scan the... So much for bringing your side piece to the stadium. I mean, if the Jumbotron doesn't get you, the entry cam will. The Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons, and New York Mets have all used the company's facial authentication software to authenticate fans with tickets. Does that feel good to anybody? Does that really feel good to anybody? Are we going to shrug our shoulders all the way into this kind of totalitarian? This seems crazy. Boy, what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I can't think of anything that could go wrong. Fans come look at the tablet, and instantly the tablet recognizes the fan, said Brandon Covert, the vice president of information technology for Cleveland Browns. He said in a testimonial appearing on Wicket's website, it's almost a half-second stop. It's not even a stop, more of a pause. That's how quick they could get you. It has greatly reduced the amount of time and friction that comes with entering the stadium. It's so much faster. It's for your convenience. This is for your convenience. What happens? What's going to happen with the people from Beverly Hills? What else happens when they get their facelifts? Right? Did they? Going to have a computer reject you because of a facelift? The Browns also use Wicket to verify the ages of fans. Look at me. That's like a 30-year-old. Oh, the people in everybody gets facelifts now. Everybody gets cosmetic surgery. I'm going to get
one when I need it.
Yeah. I should have got one about a decade ago. The Browns also use Wicket to verify the ages of fans purchasing alcohol at concession stands. The use of facial recognition or authentication technology, particularly when applied to thousands of people who are scanned in the course of doing their job or entering a sports stadium, has long concerned privacy advocates. Really? Wicket. It's called Wicket. It's so close to Wicked. I thought it was Wicked, but even now, how did I know it's spelled differently? I still think it means pure evil. In addition to concerns about the technology being used to track people's locations, privacy advocates and academics say that facial recognition technology intensifies racial and gender discrimination because it is more frequently inaccurate when identifying people of color, women, and non-binary individuals. Well, of course, right? Come on. But what about, of course? Isn't that just like advanced technology to pull shit like that? It wasn't enough that Google cars are running over black people. Now they aren't allowed into sporting events because the gadget never took the time to figure out how to recognize. But look how far they've come in genetic advancements. Now they can turn an Indian person into a black person. If you know what I'm talking about, am I right? Come on. Wicket's website says its technology uses facial biometrics algorithms to authenticate individual faces in less than a second and with 99.7% accuracy, which is like, I think that was the survivability rate of COVID. I'm not sure. I think it was up there. Accuracy, even in poorly lit spaces. They said that the vaccine was 95% effective. Remember that? Remember when they would say shit like that? It's 95% effective. What? Effective doing what? Stopping me from getting it? The company markets itself to... Remember when they would say that stuff like that? The company markets itself to large venues by promising that it speeds entry and decreases congestion. League-wide adoption of Wicket technology is designed to prevent the use of fraudulent credentials and make stadiums more secure, according to NFL officials. What if you want to give somebody your ticket? So nobody can scalp now. Is that what that's right? Think nobody can scalp? You can't scalp a ticket now, right? I mean, that's always... I'm not against scalping, by the way. I always thought oh, it'll be good. I go down, I'll scalp a ticket. I'll get in. The NFL is not the only sport league. Soccer stadiums worldwide are rapidly adopting and deploying facial recognition technology to surveil fans. You want to see what it's like? You want to see what it's kind of like? Watch this. The Cowboys put this up on their website recently. Watch this. Tell me this doesn't give you the heebie-jeebies. Look, it's Ray Liotta. Look, they don't. Look, David Spade. Oh, look, Chris Farley's brother. So really, well, that guy's like, I don't like this. She also doesn't.
That was her resting bitch face. I like
it. These guys, where's the nachos?
I need a bigger chain.
I don't like big crowds like that to begin with. Although I did go to Clippers games this last year. It was fun.
Which was a blast.
I enjoyed Clippers games. Did not re-up. Anyway, but there it is. That's exactly why I go to a sporting event, so I could be scanned like a barcode at a grocery store. That's really happening. Okay. Fantastic. Does anybody want to go to a football game? You know what? I don't think there's any getting out of this. I don't think there's any getting out of this because they're doing it everywhere. They're doing it at airports. There's cameras everywhere now. If you live in a city, there's cameras everywhere. Have you seen those videos of people in in London? They go and they're sawing down. Because they have these cameras up that are looking at your license plates, and you're not supposed to go in certain anyway. And they're just sawing down the whole pole with they have metal cutters. What? I think they're like, what are they called? Anyway, diamond tipped grinders. Anyway, okay, over to Steph.
Well, Jimmy, on a lighter note, Hal Orc Monk says, meanwhile, a kid with an assault weapon is climbing a ladder.
Meanwhile, a kid with an assault weapon is climbing a ladder.
Look at you, Hal Orc Monk. How about you in your comment, buddy? Huh? Meanwhile, right? Jimmy, I sent you something that I want you to look at right now. Look at your phone, because I think you might find it interesting.
You sent me something?
Yeah, I sent you something right now. Look at your phone. It went. Check it out. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have a couple Rumble Reds.
Oh.
Huh? What do you think about that, bitch? All right, let's see here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any getting out of this.
Right? And then I sent you the whole article, too. All right. Hey, Joybird says, they only want the controlled going out. It's already cashless at ball games, hockey, and football in Pittsburgh.
I hate that it's cashless.
But the bartenders have tip jars, Joybird. Well, see, I'm trying to figure out that, because we've been traveling a lot when we do the tour, and we go to hotels, and you leave the maid service a tip. Because they're tidying up and, that's just making your bed is hard enough, right? So if we start going to a cashless society, that's oppressive. And how do you tip people? You're not going to Venmo somebody who's going to clean your room.
Right.
You need cash. I like cash. I really don't like places where they say it's cashless. I don't like it. I don't want to patronize those places. Joybird. Thank you, Joybird. Hannah, sir, YouTube won't post my super chat.
Why?
We'll soon see the air of making technology our religion. Hannah, sir, it's not my religion, brother. Hey, message. This is from Roger. Jimmy, Wednesday I couldn't respond, but now I can. Last Wednesday, you showed some white girls speaking into the camera about how they should talk to black people. She was not talking to you. She was talking to her fellow white liberal friends who speak dismissively to us instead of hearing us, but proposing solutions they think is best for us. So when she said, we have to learn to listen and not be so quick. Hold on, Roger. Where'd you go?
No, what I think what she can
go back to Jimmy.
Can you come to me? I think what she was saying was, treat them like they're fragile. She wasn't saying, "Hey, we need to treat people with respect. We need to, quit trying to tell other people about what it's like to be." But that's not what she said. She said, "Don't talk over them." Okay.
Infantilizing people.
It was infantilizing, and then she also said, "And God forbid, don't correct them." I saw someone else say this. There's only two people I don't correct, children and mentally defective people. What? Why wouldn't, if someone gets something wrong, why wouldn't you? That's called a conversation. That's called, why can't you correct someone respectfully? Why can't you say, I respectfully disagree, and here's why? I don't get any of that. So, do you?
No.
Okay, over to stuff.
No. back over to me. Okay, so you want me to go to a card? Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to a card and we'll be right back with Mel K.
Have you all heard about the new superfood that seems almost too good to be true? It's got thousands upon thousands of 5-star reviews and life-changing testimonials from users. It's called Armra Colostrum. Now, I looked this stuff up. It turns out it actually is a superfood. People love this stuff. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life, and it's an exclusive source of all these essential nutrients we need in order to thrive. Armra Colostrum is a proprietary concentrate of bovine colostrum that harnesses over 400 functional nutrients to strengthen your immune barriers against harmful particles from the environment that can trigger inflammation and make you sick. Colostrum has been known to strengthen immunity, ignite metabolism, fortify gut health, promote hair growth and skin radiance, and power fitness performance and recovery. Armra's grass-fed bovine colostrum concentrate strengthens all 4 layers of your gut wall, where 80% of your immune cells are housed, and activates cellular health for your resiliency and recovery. We've worked out a special offer for my audience. Receive 50% off, 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra, that's TRYARMRA.com/Jimmy, tryarmra.com/Jimmy, and enter Jimmy to get 15% off your first order. That's tryarmra, TRYARMRA.com/Jimmy.
Diamonds are a great example of how desire has been manufactured. Again, the most important thing to know about diamonds, there's two major myths. The first myth about diamonds is that diamonds are rare, and they're not. Diamonds are really common, and their value does not come from their scarcity. And the 20th century, in fact, has been the story of how diamonds have been restricted from entering the market. The second myth about diamonds is that they're connected in some intrinsic way, to love and to marriage and to courtship. And again, this is a story that was created around 1947, when a copywriter at the NWA's advertising agency in Madison Avenue, not far from here, came up with a slogan, "A diamond is forever." And the diamond is forever was an attempt to make diamonds a mass consumer item.
And you say that now that the diamond is forever has been seen as being the quintessential thing an ad should live up to?
Well, the Diamond is Forever has been identified by the advertising industry as the most important marketing campaign, the most effective marketing campaign of the 20th century.
So people started saying, well, if I buy a diamond, the diamond means I love you. And the more I spend, I love you that much more. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Well, the campaign actually had 2 goals.
Okay.
The campaign they wanted for women, they wanted to instill the idea that diamonds were a necessity for marriage and courtship. And for men, they wanted to instill the idea that the bigger the diamond, the greater the love. The problem with that is, what about all those poor, working class people who you want to get in the market, but who can't afford the really high-end ring? Mm-hmm. So they came up with this, it's absolutely brilliant strategy. They came up with the 2-month salary guideline. So it all becomes a relative thing. So even if you're not a millionaire, if you spend 2 months of your salary on a diamond, it means it shows how much you love the person you're going to marry. It was a brilliant strategy. I mean, they managed to convince men, some men, to go into debt to buy these worthless things that they have billions of sitting in warehouses. And De Beers was able to.
And I love you so much, I'm going into debt for you and for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most probably will still be paying off the debt when they get divorced in 2 or 3 years' time. But the other idea
That's
of
the American dream.
Isn't it swell? The memes make themselves. They found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, the babies that have been murdered, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, money poor people. This government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. We don't really know what war is, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. They're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. We have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating what we need, what needs to be done. And, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. Don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running this system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us,
from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. You know, every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. You know, men, women, and children were murdered. And not just move babies, you know. What about all of the young men, women, you know, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, you know, by drug pushers? I mean, you know, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, you know, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, you know, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. You know, how long are people going to sit back and beg, you know, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit